I know I have 20 seconds left, but I put my headphones on and I'm so... This is so funny that this is the song that's playing. All things considered, I still remember all of the words to this song. The war flashbacks. Fixing my camera real quick, my bad. Okay, I don't remember the second part, but I do remember the first part. Hold on, let me start it over. Turn this banger on. Turn this banger on. I do not know this song, but it sounds like some cruise line background music ass song. It's from Love in Deep Space. I'm shocked this is not played while I've been on here. This is the fucking beach banner they had back in like August. This was like my first multi-banner I got to be a part of, and I'm so weak. This song haunted my dreams because it played for like a month straight, essentially. So close. Yeah, very close. I missed the part where I was gonna try and hum it while I tried to open this. I don't remember the words. Hold on. Barefoot heat, ocean tide, is burning bright. I'm sorry. Don't take away. Just take me away. I'm trying to remember the word, like at least the vibes. And there's no words at this part. Oh, hydrate. Hydrate before the breakdown. This shit kind of goes hard, I'm not gonna lie. Now that I'm not listening to it for like hours on end, essentially. Not really, but more like just so long. It was there. It was like a vibe for like a whole month, really. Also, off of the Love and Deep Space bandwagon. First of all, I'm really sorry. I'm low-key still sick as fuck. We are going back. We're going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkey off the menu. I'm sorry. We're going back to Ace Attorney. Aren't we all so excited? Everyone be excited. It's been a long time since I've played. Let me turn off the music real quick, because now it's just straight. I don't even remember the second half of the song. I'm gonna be so for real. Can I? Oh, never mind. I like this song. I like this song. It's a vibe. If it loads. I have no idea if it's gonna load. It was sick. What, do you have the plague or something? Okay. I may or may not have gotten myself sick. Because I was sick, like last week. I may or may not have gotten myself, like, sick again. I just recently bought a humidifier, like, adult purchase type shit. And I think I may have waited too long to either change the filter that was in it, or, the filter that I have is, like, the filter that I had was allowed to be like washed in the dishwasher, so because I'm a little broke right now, I attempted to wash it in the dishwasher. However, I must have some really shitty dish soap or something, because after I put it back in and, you know, ran it for a couple days, I got sick. I opened it up and there's like little like particles in it. I'm pretty sure it was from the dishwasher. So I just bought more filters. Don't do that. Wash everything. I can wash everything else in the dishwasher. We're not fucking with the filter. We're just gonna throw it away. Hate the sweatshirt. I'm sorry, Cameron. I just wanted to put on a different sweatshirt today. So, my bad. Pick a better team. Okay. Anyway. Also, Kirby is here. If anyone didn't notice, he is here with me. What do you mean sweatshirt? Is that just not a regular shirt? No, this is a sweatshirt. I bought this when I went to Guardians opening day last year. It's kind of a cropped, it's cropped a little bit, but I like it. Anyway, we're back to Ace Attorney. I'm excited. I fear I'm not gonna be able to remember any of the voices that I did. So if any of these are not what they sound like before, I'm sorry. Maybe should we skim over the voices real quick? Should we try? Let me see. I gotta pause the music. This is fucking Manfred von Karma. This is.
When did that had to have been? Hold on.
Not me. Watching a stream of myself. Watching a stream of myself.
2024. So I haven't done it in like over a year.
My brain gooped and I will be attempting to lock in again, but you got this, King. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I am so scared.
Let me see if I can.
Okay, let me
I'm gonna pull up the stream as we scroll through so you guys can watch it with me.
Documents regarding this trial.
That's so bad. Oh, that's so bad.
The paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is about complete.
It sounds like a robot. This is, well, try my best to kind of do the voice I did a year ago, which was the RT Games version of Manfred von Karma.
Edgeworth, I always bear in mind that as your mentor, I'm Manfred von Karma.
This is so bad.
Will accept nothing short of perfection. I understand, sir.
What year was this again?
A chance to stand in court at such an early age in my career. Early stage of my career.
This was April of last year. This is the last Ace Attorney stream that I did.
Prove yourself. Crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion. Sure. Yes, sir. What a foul man.
What a foul man. So real. Okay. Who else do I need to do a voice for? I know I need to do a voice for, what's her face? Oh my god, why am I forgetting her name? What is this? What does this mean that I pulled up? Oh, I need to know what his voice is. Or did...
He looks like he's got like a whole baby face. Those vending machine food prices are ridiculous. Like $7 for a hot dog? Yeah, that's kind of foul. That is insane. Well,
what was I yapping about?
Might have a brain after all in that head of yours, son.
Oh, so I was trying to sound like a angry man. Angry man.
I've seen a prosecutor as young as you, pal.
Oh, terrible New York accent. Oh, there we go. That's who I was looking for. Baby girl.
Who's
I
also
love
junior
her.
to me. You're the one who's junior to me, and don't you forget it.
Okay, period. Sassy anime girl. Oh, Kirby moment. Kirby. Literally, I'm just holding up his head and petting him. I would do the same thing right now. I love him. That's my baby. That's my baby boy. He's not in the room right now. I think he ran off. Anywho. Is there anyone else? There's the one girl. What is she? Like British or some shit? I don't remember. British or some shit. Yeah, this girl. This lady right here.
And those ridiculous eyebrows. Huh? Oh man, messing with your head is just too much fun. Miss you, if you don't mind, I'd like to return to your testimony now.
Back to the serious Edgeworth voice is crazy.
Brand new detective I should stop.
Okay, hold on. I want to go back a little bit. When she basically was yapping.
There. That detective claims he was there, standing in front of the door the entire time.
So basically, I did not do anything remotely like too bad. Just, I fear, just be yapping. That's literally it. I tried. You can tell I tried to make like various like, if that makes sense, like tried to make various different voices. So. Anywho. Also, I have girl dinner of chicken nuggets. So, because I have not eaten all day. So, with the exception of, like, this morning. Okay. Are y'all ready for more Ace Attorney? I miss you, Miles Edgeworth. Mr. Saddled with unnecessary feelings, motherfucker. Anywho, okay. I gotta lock in, because I don't remember anything that happened either. Let me be so for real. Fucking cannot remember to save my life. Anything that has happened in this trial or case or whatever right now, so let's lock in as I attempt to eat some nuggets. Oh my god! I forgot about Kay! I forgot about Kay. I'm gonna quickly scroll through and see if I can get a voice line for her. That's mainly just for Baby K. I don't know if that's any different. Dude, I know she's in this. Kirby moment. Dude, what am I like? You know what? We'll wing it. We will wing. We'll wing Kay Faraday voice. It's fine. I'm gonna try to not speak with my mouth full. Like, do voice lines with my mouth full. But I need to eat. I'm so hungry. Also forgot about that hydrate. Okay. What is this incredibly overpowering sweet scent? It smells like flowers. Uncle Bad! My voice is fucked up, I guess, too. Fuck. Ah! Okay. Uncle Bad, is this it? Isn't that Detective Bad and Kay over there? It looks like she managed to escape the bailiff. Period, Queen. No, that's not quite it. Aw, too bad. But it's so pretty. I think you're still a bit too young to be wearing that. She's like 5! Leave her alone! But since you found it, I guess I can let you keep it. Thanks! I'm sorry. Thanks, I'll treasure it always. Those two seem to get along rather well. Oh, here, I've got something else for you. A Swiss roll! I remember the Swiss roll. Yay, thank you, Uncle Bad. Earlier, I ate one of these with Gummy. Gummy? Oh, you mean Gumshoe. Gummy is... He was trying to be nice to me because I was gonna get in trouble. And then he got in trouble because he lied to protect me. Gummy. I know he didn't kill Daddy. Don't cry. Faraday would be sad if he saw you crying. I'm not crying. I need to go over this case. Like the where is it? Where is it? It's up here. I need to go over this shit real quick. Okay. Yeah, that's my prosecutor's badge. Promise I'm actually valid. Okay. Okay. Was in hall on guard duty other than gunshot, didn't hear sign of struggle. I believe Faraday brought this as evidence. It was found in Rel's hand. Found in Faraday's hand. Bullet that killed Rel was fired from a few yards away. Notes pertaining to Burn Faraday? Is that what we said his name was? And Macro. Stupid fucking pun. Stupid pun. Stupid fucking pun. Fountain pen used by the left-handed Faraday. Looks like has a quality nib. One of the bags strewn on the floor of lobby number 2 has Faraday's blood on it. Detective Gumshoe's annual bonus of $5. Literally had no money on him until he cashed this. Me too, King. Detective Gumshoe and Kay bought the Swiss roll together. He heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. That's Detective Bad. Left on the hallway bench, Detective Gumshoe apparently sat here as he ate his Swiss roll. I just know I've seen a pink balloon around, found on the windowsill in the hallway window. I'm pretty sure Kay was the one that was carrying it. Okay. Exchange diary between Mr. Faraday and Kay. Promise 1, never take things from a stranger. Never go anywhere with a stranger. Always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Never cry in front of strangers. Always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Daddy's job is to make sure that everyone follows the rules, Kay. Be a good girl and promise that you'll keep your promises to me, okay? That's cute as fuck. Fucking jump scare. That man scares me. Oh, okay. Prosecutor of the KG8 incident stabbed to death with a knife in lobby number 2. And that's Kay's dad. And that was a guy who was, like, in the beginning of the trial. Or in like the beginning of the investigation for this one. Cadopian embassy staff member was gunned down in front of embassy by Rel. Mackerel, he's also dead. Okay. Embassy staff killing suspect. He was killed in lobby number 2 with a handgun. Yatagaratsu, real identity is unknown but claims to be a noble thief, infiltrated the embassy. Mr. Faraday's daughter, it seems she talked to Detective Gumshoe during the recess. Judge and embassy staff killing case. Testifies no one was in the hallway for a short time. Eagle-eyed homicide detective, not homicidal detective, was called in to be an expert witness on the Yatagaratsu case. Was lawyer for Rel, was the also older sister in KG8 incident victim CCU. New rookie detective at precinct being held on suspicion of Faraday and Rel's murder. Cadopian embassy staff member, he was the suspect in the KG8 incident. My mentor's daughter studying to be a prosecutor in Germany, back on break. Okay. I feel like I need to look up a brief something. I'm just gonna briefly skim this real quick because I need to fucking know what we're doing. What is this? Reminiscence? Probably. I think so. Okay. This line is so funny. A murder was committed on September 8th in front of the Cadopian embassy. The victim is Mr. Deadman. That shit still makes me laugh. Defendant is Macro. The defendant claimed he was the Yatagaratsu but didn't kill anyone. Once prosecutor Faraday presented the security footage where the defendant shot the victim, he admitted to the murder. I wish I had time to do this before stream. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me look up like a quicker version of this. Oh my god, why is this so long? Okay, Von Karma ordered Edgeworth to recite the basic facts about this case. On September 8th, a murder had been committed in front of the Cadopian embassy. The victim was Deadman, a staff member at the embassy. After the murder, the defendant had been detained for a night of questioning. He had been arrested for the possession of the murder weapon, a gun. The great thief Yatagaratsu had invaded the embassy as well. At first, Rel claimed to be the Yatagaratsu himself. He had denied the murder charge. Prosecution had submitted the security footage. Blah, blah, blah. That was when Rel changed his stance and accused Faraday of being the Yatagaratsu. Okay. So okay. I vaguely remember that part. Adding one more thing, people are now referring to the case as the second KG8 incident. Edgeworth apologized for not studying hard enough to remember the detail, but Von Karma reassured him that only a few select individuals know that detail, even among the police. Von Karma gave Edgeworth a 3-year-old newspaper about the original KG8 incident. Von Karma reminded Edgeworth about the Amano Group scandal, in which Colin Devore had been arrested for smuggling activities. A certain CCU, an employee of the Amano Group, and the sole witness to the crime had been silenced before she could testify. A Cadopian embassy staff member named Manny Cochin had been tried for that murder and found not guilty due to lack of evidence. Bern Faraday had been the prosecutor in that case as well. Now Deadman has been silenced for the same reason. The case has been playing out the same way as the original KG8 incident had, except for one detail, the Yatagaratsu. Von Karma said the Yatagaratsu had been looking for the Cadopian secrets to steal. Since what the Yatagarasu had stolen had been sent to the police, even Von Karma didn't know what the Yatagarasu had stolen. Since the information about... Oh my god, I say that so many times. It's such a mouthful, low-key. Let me move over here. A girl with a balloon walked in, asking Edgeworth to trade a fistful of coins for a dollar bill and then left. Bailiff had informed Edgeworth that the paperwork for a substitution had been filed. Von Karma had been angered that the bailiff didn't come sooner, and he ordered Edgeworth to hurry up. The judge entered and addressed Edgeworth. He then remembered that he had heard a sound like a popper going off. Suddenly, a detective burst in the room, knocking down the sole officer there. With terrible news, Byrne Faraday and Mackerel were both dead. Okay. I'm sorry if nobody wants to hear this debrief. We can skip ahead. You can just skip ahead if you're watching the VOD. Unfortunately, this is live right now. You gotta listen to me yap about this. Ran through the hallway towards defendant lobby number 2, but a detective stopped them. Not the hydrate. Rel's attorney was also in the hallway. Then the first detective caught up to Edgeworth. Edgeworth introduced himself to the defense attorney, who commented that he was new. Edgeworth wagged his finger, replying, "Don't take me for some naive novice." The attorney suddenly burst into laughter. She then introduced herself as Callisto Yu. You didn't know anything about the murder other than that her adversary was one of the victims. Introduced himself to the other detective, who introduced himself as Dick Gumshoe, a new detective. Gumshoe told Edgeworth that he had been guarding the door to defendant lobby number 2 from the outside when the murders happened. Gumshoe didn't hear any signs of a struggle before the fatal gunshots. He had gone into the room with the other detective to find the bodies. The detective blocking the crime scene introduced himself as Tyrell Bad. He had been one of the witnesses in the trial and had already informed the Criminal Affairs Department of the murder. Bad expressed an unwillingness to talk to respect Edgeworth, calling him kid and putting a hand inside his coat only to pull out a mirror. Edgeworth demanded information on the murder, and Bad decided to share some with him. Faraday had been stabbed with a gun in his hand, and Rel had been shot with a knife in his hand. No one other than the detective had been in the room. Bad had also been following the Yatagarasu, so he had been called to the courthouse to testify about the Yatagarasu and discern whether Faraday was the Yatagarasu. A bailiff arrived at the scene and told you that Manny Cochin was waiting to see her. Edgeworth remembered Cochin from the KG8 incident. You approached Cochin, asking why he was here, and he asked you to step outside for a talk. Blah, blah, blah. Von Karma arrived at the scene and addressed Bad. Blah, blah, blah. Complained about Cochin being free. Did not approve of this outburst. Von Karma then put Edgeworth in charge of the investigation of the murder. Suddenly, Franziska Von Karma ran into the hallway, objecting to her father's decision. She was on summer vacation from Germany, and she hadn't passed the bar exam yet, though she was close to doing so. Manfred agreed to put both of them on the investigation. Bad objected to letting children into the crime scene, but he could not do anything about Manfred's authority over the case. Manfred told his students that he'd accept nothing short of perfection. Okay, we don't care. Don't care. At 4:15, Edgeworth entered the defendant lobby. Franziska insisted that this would be a competition. Whatever. Bad set Gumshoe up as her supervisor. Franziska immediately set to intimidating Gumshoe with her whip. Gumshoe then set his sights on Edgeworth, calling him prosecutor boy. Bad told Edgeworth that Byrne Faraday's gun had been in his bag. The gun had been used to kill dead man and was supposed to be evidence. However, Bad was puzzled about the knife. Mackerel couldn't have brought the knife with him as he had been in detainment the whole time. Bad presumed that it was another piece of evidence for the trial. Edgeworth guessed that Faraday had brought the knife to pose it as evidence and attacked Rel with it. Bad concluded that Faraday had attacked first, and then Rel had counterattacked. Excuse me. Sorry. A forensic technician was in the room to confirm any blood or fingerprints that were found. Edgeworth noticed that there were iron bars on the windows of the lobby with plastic bags containing evidence strewn across the floor. Noticed that the tables had not been disturbed. It suggested that evidence on the floor had not been strewn during the struggle. There was blood on one of the bags belonging to Faraday, but there was nothing else on or in the bag. Gumshoe noticed a TV in the room which turned itself on upon his approach. Bad subsequently chastised Gumshoe for touching the crime scene. Examine the bodies. Faraday was on top of Rel. There was ink on Faraday's left hand. Edgeworth made some notes about the knife and the gun. However, Edgeworth needed to examine the bodies in more detail. Bad told Gumshoe to turn over the bodies. Edgeworth found a fountain pen in Faraday's breast pocket and concluded that the ink in Faraday's hand had been from this pen. That Faraday had thus been left-handed. He had noticed that Rel's gunshot wound had no gunpowder burn. He had been shot from a distance. Edgeworth recited what he knew so far. Faraday brought in both the knife and the gun. He had shot Rel from some distance. However, Rel had managed to grab the knife from Faraday and stab him with it. Edgeworth felt something wrong with his explanation and gathered his crime scene notes. He noticed that Faraday had been holding the gun in his right hand, which contradicted with the ink-stained left hand revealing the actual dominant hand. Edgeworth concluded that someone else had planted the gun in Faraday's hand. Bad produced the autopsy report. It is possible that Rel had survived a short time after being shot, but Faraday died instantaneously from his stabbing. Francisca was convinced that the crime had happened as it had first seemed, and she invited Edgeworth to argue about it. Okay. I'm skipping ahead. Francisca countered that Faraday and Rel may have attacked each other and died at the same time, resolving the contradiction. Edgeworth asked her to elaborate. She claimed that Faraday had both the knife and the revolver in his hands to attack Rel, but Rel had grabbed the knife and stabbed Faraday before falling dead under Faraday's body. However, this was impossible as proved the lack of gunpowder burn on Rel's clothes. This meant that neither man could have attacked first. There had been a third individual in the room. There should not have been any plastic bags on the ground since there had not been a struggle. This meant that the real killer scattered them to throw off the investigation. Edgeworth guessed that the killer had used a plastic bag, the one now containing Faraday's blood, to catch the blood splatter from stabbing Faraday. Bad realized the investigation. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Callisto Yu burst into the room with the judge. Yu accused Gumshoe of the murder. Only he had been around the two other victims at the same time of the murder. The judge explained that he remembered a time in which the hallway had been empty. Francisca took a chance to gloat. Bad ordered Gumshoe to explain himself, but Gumshoe insisted that he had been in the hallway the whole time. Edgeworth told Bad to hold the arrest so that he could talk about Gumshoe's motive. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not... I think we had done... Okay, I think this was the last thing we did. You had seen Gumshoe take a salary cut from Faraday a week ago, and she argued that this was Gumshoe's motive. Edgeworth had asked about Gumshoe's motive to kill Rel. You replied that it didn't matter because the murder would have played out the way it did anyway. Rel would have been a witness to Faraday's murder, so he had been killed as well. No one else had a motive to kill both men. Edgeworth agreed. Manny Cochin would have had plenty of motive to kill both men. However, Bad told Edgeworth that Cochin had been under strict watch the whole time, so he couldn't have committed the murder. Gumshoe was still the sole suspect. Edgeworth found it strange that Gumshoe had made no attempt to defend himself as a criminal would, and Bad took Gumshoe away for questioning, and Francisca left with them among the judge. Edgeworth asked you about the KG8 incident. You told him that she knew nothing about it beyond what had been written in the papers, but Edgeworth knew better. The victim in the incident was CCU, Callisto Yu's sister. Callisto Yu told Edgeworth that Faraday had actually had the evidence to convict Cochin, but a man in black had taken the evidence with him. You wanted answers, which is why she had taken up Rel's defense. Cochin had apparently come to watch the trial and hadn't known of Yu's involvement until he had arrived. You laughed and told Edgeworth not to be so serious. Edgeworth responded that he was in charge of convicting the world's criminals, that he had no time for laughter. You left again and left the lobby. Edgeworth thought to himself that he knew that the KG8 incident and these murders were connected somehow. Okay. There's a lot of yapping, but I think we got the idea. I'm so sorry that took way too fucking long. Okay. Now we can start. That took me like 10 minutes to read, and I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's the mister from before, and the lady too. Don't you think it would be a good idea to go home for the time being? You're not involved in the investigation, so it's for the best that you do. Actually, I'm Uncle Bad's assistant. So I'm related to the investigation. Is that so, Detective Bad? Yeah, I guess. What? You were just scolding us like kids. You were just scolding us like kids to not mess up the crime scene. And now you let this child run free? Why? People are free to investigate things outside of the actual crime scene. You also had a few things she wanted to look into. Why does he talk so slow? Got a problem with that? Ugh. I don't have a problem with that, but I am curious as to what Miss Yu is looking into. Uncle Bad, I'm gonna go look somewhere else now, okay? All right, counting on you. Oh, that's right. Hey, mister. Hmm? Yes, what is it? I know Gummy really isn't the bad guy. I mean it. So, please, find the real bad guy, okay? I won't forgive whoever did this. But in the absence of the perfect piece of testimony and evidence, there's no one else who could be the true culprit other than Detective Gumshoe. Hmm? She wandered off while I was pondering. That's so funny. Why is that really funny? She wandered off while I was pondering. That is so funny, actually. Okay. Onwards. Detective Bad, what exactly was Kay searching for? Nothing that concerns you, boy. Oh, and I suppose it has something to do with Kay? It does. Because she's Faraday's daughter. Anyway, hurry up and get to the point. Forgot about the mirror. I don't have time to waste. Sounds like he'd rather be left alone. I have something I'd like to confirm with you once again. I don't have anything to say to you. Be that it... Hold on, gotta slow down. Be that as it may. I don't know why I struggled real quick. Be that as it may, we still have questions that we need answers to. Now then, first of all, what was the overpowering smell that was permeating in this room? Upon entering the room, I thought I was going to suffocate. It's that ultra strong perfume Yu wears. Spilled some of it. I was having a bad time of it myself. I didn't think twice and opened the window, but that smell's still here. Perfume, huh? So that sweet scent in the air is perfume. Well, it's giving off quite a stench. I bet it's some cheap no-name brand. She said it's a famous brand from overseas. Ugh. It's a knockoff. Yeah, definitely a knockoff. No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl, you can have it. I was born for a much more expensive and refined perfume. However, seeing as how you just happen to have a spare, I suppose I'll take it. Miles Edgeworth, you will hold on to this bottle without fail. Ugh. Why can she ever be honest about her wants? Real? Oh, we're taking it into evidence. So now we have the perfume Miss Yu wears. Just fantastic. Is that all you wanted to talk about? If so, I'm going back to investigating. Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire about. Oh, Kirby's back. He's laying down over here. Kirby. Bubby. Come here. Hi, Bub. You gonna come up here? Here. Come here. There you go. Hi, Bubby. You're still under surveillance because you scratched me on my chest yesterday, so. Alright. So you were in this room the entire recess? Can I autoplay this? I can! Like I said, I made a call to the precinct to get that big lug down here. But other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end in here. At least your story is consistent. Earlier you stated that you were in this lobby with Miss Yu. Yeah, I ran into her in the hallway. She said she wanted to talk to me about something, so we came in here. Then what you're saying is that until Detective Gumshoe's arrival, you and Miss Yu were in 2 different locations? I guess I am. Interesting. Speaking of that lawyer, she seems to have a great dislike for you. Let's see, Miss Yu is the sister of the victim of the KG-8 incident. And as I recall, Detective Bad was the lead detective on that case. I wonder if the reason for her disdain isn't simply because you failed to guard Cece. Oh, there we go. I was like, oh, what? You knew? I also know that today's trial involving the Cadopian Embassy staff member is being referred to as the second KG-8 incident. Now then, Detective, I believe it's time you were honest with me and told me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Mr. Faraday and the KG-8 incident. Such a baddie. You already know that much. Guess it'd be all right to tell you. Yeah, tell me! Now then, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the KG-8 incident. It's not exactly a happy story. Other than the people who were directly involved, you two will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell. Wasn't he supposed to testify about? Oh no, that was something, for something else. The honest truth behind the KG-8 incident. I'm straining, trying to talk so low. I'm so sorry if I have way too much vocal fry. My voice is just has not healed from my fall job yet. I could down some honey too. Faraday, you and I. As you already know, we 3 were involved in the KG-8 incident. Faraday and I were originally on the trail of a smuggling ring. You mean the smuggling case involving one of the Mono Group secretaries? The trial was just a front. A facade? Yeah, but the case became tainted. All because the witness who was going to testify about the Amano Group's ties to the smuggling ring, CCU, was killed. Then what became of the secretary who was arrested? His name was Colin Devore. To be honest, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring. But he confessed to knowing about it anyway. Devore was probably being intimidated by the big boss man. Just another scapegoat. The boss man of the Amano Group? He can't seriously mean Mr. Ernest Armano. That can't be right. It's probably just Detective Bad's personal hypothesis. What is he trying to do, suspecting Mr. Amano of being involved with smuggling? Oh, Mr. Amano was the guy we had to find his son for the last case, right? Technically, in the future, because this is the past, but you know what I mean. It doesn't matter. I suppose it would have been quite difficult to secure an acquittal after he confessed. But the man who killed CCU, Manny Cochin, was a completely different person. But since he's already been acquitted once of her murder, Mr. Faraday, how could you have let him go? If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him. That wasn't Faraday's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Faraday, Cece, I was supposed to protect them both. Miss Yu did mention that as well, about how Detective Bad was supposed to guard her sister. But even I, who was supposed to protect them, I fell into their trap. What kind of trap? The holes in this jacket are a testament to that trap. Damn, bitch. You mean you were fired upon? You were shot at that many times in one gunfight? No. Only about half of these are from that case. But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from the KG-8 incident. I see. I couldn't protect CCU, and the suspect was found not guilty. We had hit a brick wall, as far as the law was concerned, and that's when she came to the courtroom, the victim's sister. That's when I first met Callisto Yu. I'm learning a lot today. About when you first met Miss Yu. It was on the day of the verdict of the verdict of the KG-8 incident was handed down, was it not? Yes, Faraday and I. We apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. It was all we could do. But just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. And then she gave me a hard slap across the face. Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been punishment enough. Suppose not. You said it herself. And she never wanted to see either of us again. But after that, you've seen her many times over, correct? Yeah, Faraday and I, even after the KG-8 incident had come to a close. We continued to hunt down the smuggling ring and got involved in a variety of cases. But it was no use. We cracked so many different cases. But the result always the same. The result was always the same. We couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring. Is the ring really that big? Oh, Edgeworth, you poor, poor little baby. Bro has never seen a smuggling ring in his life. It was in the pursuit of the ring that we met you once again. It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was a prosecutor, and I, as the lead detective, took to the witness stand. She appeared out of the blue as the defense attorney. Her client was related to the smuggling ring, and she was defending them? Yeah. Yu was pursuing the ring as best she could as a lawyer. I think she defended Rel this time, for the same reason. Come to think of it, Miss Yu did say something to the same effect. I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright? For that, you've not a single qualm about defending a known killer? Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rel was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. It doesn't matter what her reason is. Helping a criminal is just despicable. You're so naive, little girl. Could have stolen this lollipop from you, that's how naive you are. How dare you insult the daughter of Avan Karma? Just like us, you felt like she had... Excuse me, oh my god. Just like us, you felt that she had hit the limit of what the law could do. That's all. The law is merely a tool. There's no limit to it, only the skill of the craftsman. You two are still too young, but one day you'll know what I mean. But enough sidetracking. What matters is that we met you again in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all. Okay, I'll be right back. Honestly, on my break, I'm gonna go make some tea. I think that would be a really good idea, considering my voice is pretty shot, I guess. Guys, this is a sad day. I do not know where my honey went. This is so terrible. I guess I have to continue having vocal fry. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna try and keep drinking water. At least the water is cold. And I forgot about my nuggets, man. Okay. Autoplay. Hold on. So what was your relation to Mr. Faraday? You even seemed to know Kay fairly well. I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since. And Kay, I've known her since the day she was born. Faraday and we cracked quite a few cases together. But you two seem to have made no progress at— oh my god, I'm turning off autoplay. I can't read that fast once I start fucking up. You two seem to have made no progress at all in the Yatagarasu case. Did we touch a nerve? I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yatagarasu than me and Faraday. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's trial, to prove that Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Which I would have done if he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. After the accusation, I was asked to testify, but this time, to prove or disprove the accusation. But I guess I won't be doing that either. I sense that there's more to that statement than meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into the Yatagarasu is what's necessary. You claim to know much about the Yatagarasu. Would you care to share what you know with me? What you two should be looking for right now is proof of murderous intent towards Faraday and Rel. I agree, which is why I'm asking you about the Yatagarasu. What? The KG-8 incident and this second KG-8 incident, both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. And in both of these cases, the witness who was about to testify about the ring was murdered. However, there was one point in which they differ, and that is the presence or absence of the great thief Yatagarasu. Mr. Rel claimed to be the Yatagarasu, however, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagarasu. Then, during the recess, they were both killed. Don't you find that to be at least a bit odd? Miles Edgeworth, stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already. I believe, excuse me, I believe there must be some reason that the two men suspected of being the Yatagarasu were both killed at the same time. A reason, huh? And so, in order to catch Mr. Faraday's and Mr. Rel's cold-blooded killer, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagarasu. If it will help you solve this case, then I'll tell you. I'll tell you the reason why we've never caught the Yatagarasu. What was that sudden outburst for? You almost made me whip you by accident. I love her so much. She's so funny. I love her. Ugh. Another hydrate! Hydrate or dihydrate. Still accidentally whipped me anyway. There are three main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. Walt is making sure I stay completely hydrated right now. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Third, Yatsugaratsu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind, ever. I see. So those are the Yatsugaratsu special traits. Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief. The Yatsugaratsu has never been caught on tape, never tries to draw anyone's attention, and would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder. That's how I knew that Rel wasn't the real Yatsugaratsu right away. But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't. Listen, little girl, I'm not done talking yet. Ugh. What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kadopian embassy, the Yatsugaratsu. The Yatsugaratsu sent the evidence? Until now, the Yatsugaratsu, we say that so much. We are saying it so much, guys. Until now, the Yatsugaratsu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about. In that case, how can you be so sure that it was the Yatsugaratsu who sent it? That's easy. A special card that only the Yatsugaratsu uses was attached. That's how I can be so sure. And just what sort of card is it? Here, take a look at this article. Whenever the Yatsugaratsu wants to publicize something, a white card is sent along with the stolen information. But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was. Ah, and that's how Detective Bad knew Mr. Rel was a phony. Thank you very much. I have a better understanding of the Yatsugaratsu now. I got all my information. I got 2 hoes. Sorry. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes? His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. So if you could please head over to the courtroom, it'd be much appreciated, sir. Understood. I'll be there shortly. Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you? It's a lot of periods. Finding the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive. Period. I became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself, and to play a part in this ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty. September 10th, September 1st, 1989. Dear Diary. Sorry. Whoa. I don't know what came out of me. Sorry. Pulled a Veronica Sawyer moment. Oh. I just realized I gotta do the damn judge voice. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can with how my voice is right now. It's gonna sound so bad. Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. It appears that His Honor is still a bit dispirited. For the first time today, I experience what it's like to stand at the witness stand. I now have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony. Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict. Francisca, there's no need to further depress His Honor. But I'm not trying to, Miles. Your Honor, Your Honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your Honor, the evidence? Your Honor. Oh! Yes, can I help you? I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir. Your Honor, Do you think you can stay focused long enough to at least do your job? Yes, I'm sorry. And I would accept that the defense attorney has yet to arrive. She's busy with the investigation. So let's keep this brief, shall we? Very well. In that case, please confirm that all pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell are also included, so please go ahead and use them in your investigation into their case. Understood, Your Honor? The pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those two men, this could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case. Maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth. I've placed all the evidence on the prosecutor's bench for you. I see. Thank you very much. I will go and confirm that they are all accounted for. Okay. Okay. Why are we running in the courtroom? I'm gonna grab the keys. I'm going back to the ward. Is Lacey getting on the bus? Nobody gets it. That's okay. Matt, you're killing me, dude. Back to voice acting. Excuse me. So this is the evidence related to today's Cadopian Embassy trial from Mr. Faraday's bag. You mean the evidence bag that was on the table in lobby number 2, right? Yes. Finally, we can now take a look at the evidence itself, and not just the data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have time. Agreed. I want to take a good look at all the evidence from the Embassy murder too. And why is that? Because! Anytime my voice does that, makes me want to jump out a window. Oh, I hate being sick. Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial was about. Ugh. Don't point your crop at me just because you don't know something. And don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today. I see someone is still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Karma. He's a rat. Nobody likes him anyway. He killed your father. Well, he did, but we don't know that yet. It's also real to see the knife up close. So we have the knife, the gun, an envelope, and what's this organizer doing here? Oh, that's right. I completely forgot to tell you. About what, Your Honor? This fucking voice still kills me every time. I'm shocked after all these years, I'm still doing the fucking judge voice. I started playing Ace Attorney games, what, in 2021? I think I started replaying them back in, what, 23? And I'm still doing the stupid fucking voice. They found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside that evidence bag of his. Detective Bad requested it be passed along to you. He said it would help with the investigation. Detective Bad said that. What a strange stroke of luck. Well, look, never look a gift horse in the mouth. We might as well flip through it too. I am so not going to lie. What does that phrase even mean? I've never fully understood it. I kind of just want to know. Find fault with something that has been received as a gift of favor. Oh. If someone gives it was implying that if someone gives you something, be polite. That's crazy. So just don't find something wrong with something that's been received as a gift or a favor. Okay. Crazy work. Oh, There we go. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Hooray! Gun. This gun was originally used to kill the Cadopian embassy staff member. When the crime was reported, the responding police found Mr. Rell still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest. And then, this gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic. Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. Why did I click on it then? It's the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. Excuse me. Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cruel act? And it's never crossed your mind that you use your riding crop for the wrong purpose? Insane line. Mr. Faraday's organizer. It appears he wasn't in the habit of It appears he was in the habit of using it. Looks like he wrote his strategy for getting Mr. Rell convicted down in here. I've collected the evidence I need to prove that Rell was the killer. I'm reading! Edgeworth, stop talking! Between the handgun Rell had on him when he was arrested and the surveillance tape, I should be able to prove that he was the one. Still the one, you're still the one I run to. It appears that Mr. Faraday honestly believed that Mr. Rell was the killer in this case. The sound of his handgun going off was recorded with superb clarity. Hey! I'm fucking reading! Stop it! The sound of his handgun going off was recorded with superb clarity on the surveillance video. I also have evidence that I can use to prove that Rell was not the real Yatsugaratsu. And it would appear he had proof that Mr. Rell was not the Yatsugaratsu. No matter how he Hold on. I'm kidding. Love you, Edgeworth. Love you, dude. No matter how he may try to play it, as long as I have the Yatsugaratsu's key, I can prove he's a phony. If I present it to him in court, it should clear everything up. And apparently he also had a very definitive piece of evidence. I'm assuming it's the card. It's been a long battle. I hope this will finally bring it to an end. Yes, I believe Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim Mr. Rell may have made about being the real Yatsugaratsu. And he had a way to prove that Mr. Rell was the guilty party in the embassy murder. This organizer is a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and give it a thorough read later. Look, there's a picture stuck between the pages here. It appears to be... Oh, it's a literal key! Bro had a literal key! It appears to be a key. Or a rather ornate one at that. Oh. Sorry, Francisca's talking. And a rather ornate one at that. Just look at the design on the handle. The craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatsugaratsu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer? The Yatsugaratsu's key? Detective Bad said something earlier. What's different about this time was the evidence relating to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Cadopian embassy, Yatsugaratsu. Yatsugaratsu sent the evidence? Until now, the Yatsugaratsu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through a mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I and a select few others knew about. Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep this secret key safe. As the prosecutor on both the Yatsugaratsu and smuggling ring cases, that's to be expected. Okay. That's odd. What is it? Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer. That certainly is odd. The weapon that was used to kill the Cadopian embassy staff member was a gun. But if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from? Isn't it obvious? It was brought into the courthouse by Mr. Rell. That's the only logical conclusion, right? No, because it's not easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked through security. It's giving the way Elin says security. It's security, by the way. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside. In that case, how do you suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse? I need to think carefully here. There's nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, it is a fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there's one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to have seen today. So in order to solve this mystery, I believe I'll need to take another good look at the evidence. I haven't even finished, looking at it, so go crazy. Miles Edgeworth, can I take the fact that you have yet to answer me to mean that you don't have an answer for me? Actually, I do know the answer, Francisco. What? Then what is it? One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. And it was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse. I have no idea what it could be. You know, I want to say it's the bag, but because it looks like he could carry something in it and could claim it was evidence, but he didn't mention it in his book. It's the only thing I could think of.
Take that!
I don't see how that answers my question at all. Okay. Every piece of evidence has some secretive aspect about it. Oh, okay, so that was the answer. I was like, what else could it have possibly been? That, I don't know. Ooh, it's getting cold in here. It curves. I'm bundling up. Give me a moment. Yeah, it's been really cold. It's currently 8 degrees outside. I'm freezing. Even my apartment is noticeably cold, and I literally leave the heat on all the time. So, yeah, my gas bill is going insane right now. So, every piece of evidence has some secretive aspect about it. Oh, then I demand to know what the secret is to this one. Oh, it wasn't the right one. That's what I thought. Okay, then I don't know what it would be. Came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Okay, we have already seen this part. Oh, it's the key. It flips. Oh. It flips because there's a slot right here. And it has the same handle. Oh. Look. Although it's slightly different. No, this one's different. But it has the same pattern. You see him? But it looks like it can flip, so that's the only thing I can think of. I wish I could look a bit closer at the knife.
Take that!
This Yatagratsu key Mr. Faraday mentions in his organizer. This is how the knife was brought into the courthouse. You're not making any sense, Miles Edgeworth. I love how she always just just uses my full name all the time. Like it's like something she has to do. You just need to look a bit closer, Francisca, to see what I mean. Don't the color and ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything? They do remind me of the knife. Very good. Both the Yatsugiratsu key in this photo and the murderous knife have this very unique design on their handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yatsugiratsu key, the only object we found in the crime scene was the knife. You don't seriously mean to say... It appears that you finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces of evidence are in fact one and the same. But that's impossible! It's not! It's really not, Francisca! Even if that's what you believe, we should still investigate this possibility. Now then, let us examine the Now then, let us examine this knife in a little more detail. Oh, I know what we're gonna look for! Maybe. It's the weapon that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. The handle and the blade itself both have beautiful designs worked into them. Look, there's even a flower-shaped design in this gold section there. If this hadn't been used as a tool for murder, I'd want it for myself. She seems to be drawn to the embellishments. Too bad this isn't mine to give. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yes, come here. Come here. You're just gonna stare at me? Come here. You're just gonna sit there, stare at me? I'm gonna take that as a no. If you jump in my lap, I'm gonna be really upset. Don't give me that. Such a butthead. All right. Back up. Back up. Back up. Okay. Oh, that's how that did it. I was wondering how the handle would look like that. That makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Oh, I forgot to read that part. My bad. I can't believe it turned into a key. To think there was such a trick to this thing. It turned from it's like split down the middle and opened that way. That's cool. So the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key the Yatsugiratsu stole. This piece of information is more critical than anything we've learned up till now. It turns into a knife! Frankly, I'm shocked. Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of this piece of evidence in his organizer. It's possible that even he had no idea the key was hiding a knife blade inside. But if that's true, then only someone who knew about the key to knife trick could have killed Mr. Faraday. Even among law enforcement, this key was top secret. We're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday, meaning that the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place, the great thief Yatsugiratsu. Then maybe Mr. Rel really was the Yatsugiratsu. And he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Isn't that one possible scenario? No, not really, especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Rel was not the Yatsugiratsu. Besides, as Detective Bad said earlier, But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was. I see. All right then, I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else, and that person is the real Yatagarasu. It seems that this key is truly the key to solving this case. That was a terrible joke. Terrible joke. Alright, we can actually finally look at this pamphlet. Took a quick look through these documents before the trial started. Well, I wasn't even afforded the opportunity to skim it. Suppose should I explain it to you then? Yes, you should. Perfectly, and in its entirety, if you please. On the night of September 8th, an embassy staff member was killed right in front of the embassy. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart. Mackerel was brought in that night as a suspect and thoroughly questioned, because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot. A simpleton of a man, that's what he was. Perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence. Oh, Francisca called him a simpleton of a man. So valid. Mr. Rowe was caught in the act on film by a security camera. He was an even bigger simpleton than I thought. I can't believe he didn't notice the security camera. The Cadopian embassy security system is supposedly very well disguised. He may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area. So, have you seen the contents of the video for yourself? Yeah, I think he did it. Guys, I think he did it. I think he did it. Yes, the surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You can clearly identify Mr. Rell on it. Even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear. So the footage included sound, huh? I don't think I've ever want to see the moment of someone's death in real life. Me neither. Edgeworth, I don't know how to tell you this, but you have quite a few times, actually. That's short. That's odd. We're short one piece of evidence. And the piece that's missing is the surveillance video that was played in court. The surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go? The video showing the moment in which Mr. Rowe committed the murder. Where could it have gone, indeed? Indubitably. Are you done with your inspection of the evidence? Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I'm missing a single piece of the prosecutorial evidence. Holy shit. Your Honor, were you derelict in your duties? Is that how you say that? Derelict? I'm so sorry for that jump scare, my bad. I really need to fucking move that keybind. In very poor condition as a result of disuse and neglect. Derelict, I was correct. Bet. What? No, I dare not lick my duties. What do you take me for? No, Your Honor, the most important piece of evidence in today's trial. The surveillance video is not amongst the evidence you laid out for me. But I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene. Maybe the tape is still somewhere at the crime scene? There's something wrong here. Something about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear that for me to find the answers I seek, I will have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime. Defendant lobby number 2! Vamonos. Let's go. Oh, is that who I think that is? Is that who I think that is? Oh, God. That's Detective Bad, but who is he with? I've never seen that officer before. That is exactly who I think that is. So did you find it? Oh, I don't remember his voice either. Hold on. Hold on. This is not real. Be so fucking. Be so fucking right now. I gotta start saying be so fucking again. That was my shit for the longest time.
You think you're being a bit rash? Do you even have a good reason to suspect Officer Meekins? I learned that kind of stuff that you... Oh my god, I leave that kind of stuff to you prosecutors. It's your job after all. Like I said earlier, the crime scene isn't as forgiving as your precious courtroom. That's your answer? I know you like your logic and reasoning, but that sort of impractical fluff is not needed out here in the field.
Oh, so it's basically almost nearly the same voice. I have to voice a lot of men, okay? There's a lot of men I gotta be fucking yapping with, you know? No, not yet, and I've looked everywhere. I see. Well, then, please continue with the search. Understood. I'll continue the search. Isn't he normally, like, way more buff? And, like, I think that could be just be the jacket. Let's be for real. Oh no, he just kind of normally looks like that. It's definitely the jacket that makes him more buff. Like, makes him look like that. Huh. So you're the one running this show. Prosecutors like you shouldn't even be allowed at crime scenes. How dare you? Just who do you think you are? Bye! See you in a couple years! Crazy work. What was that all about? And who was that man just now? You're gonna hate him later. You're gonna hate him. You're gonna dislike this man so hard. Whoever he was, I've never seen a more impudent officer in my life. Does he even know that we're standing right here behind him? I know you're standing right behind me. What do you want, kids? It looks like you were paying attention after all. He's also holding a mirror and can see behind him, probably. Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head. You were holding a mirror, dog. So that mirror isn't for vanity's sake. It's for him to keep an eye out on who or what is behind him at all time. So tell me, Detective Bad, who was that rude man just now? The guy came here from the Republic of Zangfa to study. He's Agent Lang. He's trying everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. He's traveling the world to study different philosophies of detainment from scratch. By visiting various police departments around the world, he's got a lot of dedication. Still just a rookie cop, but I sense a strong grudge of some sort from him. The guy's more useful than Gumshoe, even if he is rude. Well, he sure has a lot of guts to come into this country and give prosecutors a hard time. I agree, however, I think of one young lady that statement also applies to. Anyway, what was that agent looking for, Detective Bad? Earlier, that little girl was poking around in lobby number 1 as well. Like I said before, it's got nothing to do with the two of you. I highly doubt that. It has nothing to do with me. He's such a dick! I love him so much. That's why Edgeworth is one of my favorite characters. He's such a dickhead, and I love him. Fine, if this is the game I must play, then I will take this opportunity to draw out what he has been hiding and what has happened in this room straight from him. Let's talk to him. Talk to him. Talk to him. Oh, I did not want to talk to Francisca. Go back. Earlier, you were in lobby number 1, and now you're here in lobby number 2. You are quite the busy man, Detective Bad. Multiple returns to a crime scene brings about success. That's what we detectives say. I see. In that case, you wouldn't mind if I asked you about what happened again, correct? I don't have anything left to say to you, boy. Boy, you'll see. I will draw my answer from you one way or another. Bro, Edgeworth, aren't you like 21 here? Aren't you like a literal like baby here? How old is Edgeworth here? Where? This episode chronicles what originally meant to be the first trial until the trial was canceled. Yeah, isn't he like 20 in this? Yeah, he's supposed to be like 20 here. You're not even old enough to drink. You're a baby. You're not even old enough to drink. Would it kill you to help us even a tiny bit in our investigation? I gave Faraday's notebook to the judge earlier. That's help enough, don't you think? Ugh. Please, we're asking you for just a bit more of your cooperation. Don't push me, kid. You still want to tell me what the time of the murder was, please? I'd like to ask once again about what happened around here at the time of the crime. I refuse to answer. Any more investigating you do would be a waste of time. Besides, how am I supposed to answer questions about things I don't know about? Things you don't know about? But aren't you supposed to know everything? He should. Wait, is it possible? Maybe he doesn't know about the trick behind that piece of evidence. I should try showing it to him. It may prove to be the key to getting some answers from Detective Bad. Pull it. Oh, I'm not finishing that. I just realized what I was going to say. Not going to finish that. Okay, the real question, am I presenting the key or the knife? Oh my god, it's just like that. What is it? Who made that? Jello Apocalypse? That stupid every Ace Attorney video? It's just like that! Detective Bad, did you know of the existence of the item in this photograph? Of course I did. It's my job to know everything related to the Yatsugatsu case. In that case, let me ask you something. Did you know that the knife that killed Mr. Faraday and this Yatsugatsu key are one and the same? What? That's impossible. It looks like he didn't know after all. This piece of evidence, which we call the Yatsugatsu's key, is actually a well-camouflaged knife. Mr. Faraday was planning to use this Yatsugatsu's key to prove that Mr. Rowe was not the real Yatsugatsu. Isn't that correct? I guess so. However, Mr. Faraday had no idea what it was, in fact, a knife. Yeah, I have to admit, neither one of us knew that fact. And if neither of us knew, then no one in law enforcement knew either. How did we miss something as big as this? I noticed something since a little while ago. You appear to be searching for something. I presume that this key is what you were searching for. Yeah, that's right. And why were you searching for it? Because I promised Faraday. I promised that I'd protect that key with my life. But after he was killed, the key disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag. Who would have thought that the key was what took Faraday's life? Detective Bad, so that we may find the truth, please testify for me once more. All right? But it doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened. Nothing will change. Talk to me! Detective Bad, I ask that you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2 and what you experienced in lobby number 1. My answer is still the same. And this is the last time I'm going to do this. That's fine, because I only need one last time to clear everything up. That beginning of that sentence was a little out of character. I don't care. And find the truth behind this case. Oh, we're doing testifying. Okay. I was in lobby number 1, talking with you. We were talking about some trivial things. I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out into the hallway together. I saw Gumshoe goofing around there, and then we all ran into lobby number 2. It sounds like the exact same story he told us before. Indeed. However, I feel like we have yet to draw out all the information we can. Yeah! Alright, let's fucking do this thing. It's all coming back to me now. Ugh. It's in lobby number 1, talking with you.
Hold it!
Hold it! Why did Miss Yu choose lobby number 1? Answer me. Who knows? She just said that she had something she wanted to talk to me about. And we walked into lobby number 1 together. That's all. So his answer remains the same as before. I see. I just gotta do the same thing I do in Ace Attorney. Just keep fucking harassing people until they tell me what I need to know.
Hold it!
Talking about trivial things. I was hoping you could expand on what exactly you were discussing with Miss Yu. Trivial stuff. It was nothing important. That's for me to decide. Alright, I suppose that's for him to decide. Moving on then. This game is so fucking stupid. This game is so fucking stupid, bro. Heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene.
Hold it!
Till you heard the gunshot, did you notice anything else that was out of the ordinary? I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot. The gunshot Detective Bad heard was really the one from the murder. That would give that other piece of evidence an entirely different meaning. I ask that you please amend your testimony with the statement just now. Sure. I didn't hear any other strange sounds until the gunshot. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out into the hallway together.
Hold it!
I didn't want to do that! Detective Gumshoe was there in the hallway? Yeah. Why didn't you attest to that earlier? When I saw Gumshoe, it was after I had heard the gunshot. Having seen him then didn't change the fact that he still could have done the deed. Ugh. Sounds exactly what Detective Bad told us before. However, is there something in particular we should be asking the detective about? There might just be. No one knew that the knife was actually the Yatsugaratsu's key. Reflecting on that, perhaps there are other things that we now know, but Detective Bad doesn't know yet. Yes, that should be my angle of attack. And I missed... this one. This is what I also wanted to press on. And why did the two of you dash out into the hallway straight away? Because we clearly heard the sound of a gunshot. And we knew it came from somewhere nearby. And how did you know it was a gunshot? In my line of work, you hear enough of them to know. I suppose it's only natural for a detective to know what a real gunshot sounds like. What a stupid question! But given the circumstances, The only person I could think of whose life would have been in danger was Faraday. That's why I ran out into the hallway right away when I headed for where he was. Okay. What was the one thing? Oh. Oh. The balloon. Oh. Oh.
Objection!
I love feeling smart. I love when this game makes me feel really smart. Haven't played this game in almost a year, and now I feel really smart. Detective Bad, does this balloon fragment remind you of anything? It's the same color as the one Kay was holding. Oh, so you knew about that girl's balloon? Yeah, I was sitting with her up in the gallery during the recess just before we split up. I filled that balloon up for her. Well, as you may have already surmised, this piece did indeed come from Kay's balloon. So, what about the balloon? I wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point. That was a lot of words. What are you getting at? This fragment was found in the hallway, right in front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook for a gunshot. Oh, so the sound that the judge heard was not actually a gunshot. Huh. On top of that, His Honor said that he heard the balloon pop about 20 minutes before the trial was to reconvene. Yes, which means that His Honor heard the balloon pop in the hallway when you were in lobby number 1, Detective Bad. And if you were in lobby number 1 at that time, you were close enough that you should have heard the balloon popping as well. So? What? Don't give me a so. We just proved that there is a flaw in your testimony. The crackling of the truth is louder than the sound of your sweet naivete cracking. And since you kids don't seem to know, let me fill you in on something. Did you ever stop to think why the doors and walls of this place seem so rugged? That's because they were designed to keep secrets from being leaked. What is that supposed to mean? The doors and walls were super thick. The window panes are double layered. To top it all off, even the curtains are made of a special sound-absorbing material. Then you mean... Since I was shut up inside lobby number 1, there was no way I could have heard that sound. But how did you hear the gunshot then? No. Ugh. I knew that's what he was going to say. And why did you say it? That means that scruff-faced testimony is completely useless. It means if the rooms are soundproof, then of course he wouldn't have heard any signs of a struggle. Ugh. Which is why it's only natural that I didn't hear the balloon popping. Now, do you get it, kids? Miles, I thought we were supposed to be the ones finding flaws in his logic. Not the other way around. The other way around? It's not possible to hear the sound of a balloon popping if one were in lobby number 1. However, if we examine the situation in reverse, a person standing in the hallway should not be able to hear a real gunshot either. And yet, Detective Gumshoe claims to have heard it while he was standing in the hallway. Detective Bad, if that's the case, how exactly did you hear the gunshot? What do you mean, how? I just did. It would appear that you have yet to realize the contradiction in your own words. Thank you! I was starting to go insane! Oh? How so? If the rooms are as soundproof as you say they are, then how did the sound of the gunshot enter your ears? I see what you mean. I guess I'm more out of it from Faraday's murder than I had thought. Which means what exactly, Miles? In the end, what does it all boil down to? It boils down to this. There must be a reason. as to how Detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard a gunshot they theoretically couldn't have. It looks like we need to examine the state of the crime scene again, huh? Oh, that was Francisca who said that, my bad. The state of the crime scene. Wait, can it be? It's that ultra strong perfume you wear. She spilled some of it. Oh. And way too noisy. Surveillance video. How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go? Oh, we're doing shit right now. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Oh. Perhaps. Because she spilled it in lobby number 1, opened the window in there, and then obviously was wearing it or opened a window. They had to open the window in number 2, and the smell just continued wafting. Does that make sense? It's simply not possible for the killer to escape through the barred windows. And yet, the fragrance of the perfume managed to escape the defendant lobby number 1. Of course, incorporeal things can move freely through open, barred windows. Criminal could have made it through, but what about Oh. 'Cause the windows were open! Now then, what besides a smell can go through in and out of an open, barred window? The answer is sound. So no matter how careful the killer was, if the windows were open, the jig would be up. And since the windows in both defendant lobby number 1 and the hallway were open, that explains how the sound of a gunshot could be heard in both locations. I don't think these are both gonna... I don't think they're gonna connect. I just want to check. Never mind. What the fuck am I talking about? The missing piece of evidence is a video that shows that... I don't know why I didn't think, like, at all about that. I just kind of was like, oh, I don't think they match. They do. I'm just really stupid. Had a really, really good moment there. Nosedive. Shows the moment that Mr. Rill killed the embassy staff member. Sound of the gunshot left quite an impression on me when it played during the trial. It's still in the VCR! It's still in the VCR! It's still in the VCR! Oh my god. The video should have been returned to Mr. Faraday's evidence bag for the recess. And brought back here. If it disappeared after that time, then it's possible that the tape is still here in this room. It's in the VCR! Eureka. Eureka! The evidence that the missing evidence created for me is the gunshot sound that no one should have been able to hear in the first place. Miles, what have you been thinking about? Stop wasting time thinking and let's start looking again. It's not a waste of time to think, for I figured out where we should look. And where would that be? I believe we should examine the television. The TV. Well, you kids have fun. Go ahead and examine whatever you like. I'm gonna go take my break after this moment. I really just I have the itch for that goddamn VHS tape with the surveillance footage on it. I need to find it. I won't rest until I've expected, yeah. It's a video player, and there seems to be a videotape inside. It looks like it. The tape must have stopped on its own when it reached the end. This tape, could it not be the missing surveillance tape? I suppose, but... Detective Bad, would it be alright with you if I verified the contents of this video? Sure. knock yourself out.
All right, then let's rewind and see what we have.
Wow. If I remember correctly, the footage of Rel killing the embassy staff member should be at about the 30-minute mark from the start of the tape. Understood. Should be about right. Now then, let's see.
This is the footage of Mr. Rel shooting the embassy staff member. I knew it. The missing piece of evidence, the surveillance video, was here all along.
I love feeling smart.
This sound. What's the meaning of this?
It appears that Detective Bad had figured out the true source of the gunshot he heard. With this, I think we can figure out the trick behind the double murder.
Do you mean that you figured it all out then?
Yes. All I have to do now is show what the gunshot detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and how through where they heard it from.
Fine, in that case, show me what you've deduced.
Now, to show you what the gunshot detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from, won't rest till I've expected every suspicious... Okay. This is spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold. Oh, shut up. So if it's not the window, what is it? Or if it's not that, what am I trying to figure out again? Other than the killing, there's hardly a sound on the rest of the tape.
Then why did the television make that loud noise when Scruffy got near it?
It's probably because the tape had run out and stopped its playback.
It's not just bad luck. That detective has the worst timing in the world, too.
Someone purposely left this video on play. The question is why? Oh, I haven't even, looked at everything yet. Just as with the spilled perfume in lobby number 1, if the windows were open, that piece of evidence's sound would also dissipate out. Now to show what the gunshot detectives Bad... Yeah. Do I have the... Oh, I do have the tape. I know! I know!
Eureka!
Aha! I got it. If the door and windows to the crime scene, namely this room that we're in, were closed, the killer could have used the gun and no one would have been the wiser.
That's true. This courthouse does seem to be well designed for such a thing, as it were.
However, what happened in reality was Detective Gumshoe, Detective Bad, and Miss Yu, all three of them heard the gunshot.
Well, the windows in lobby number 1, number 2, and the hallway were open. So naturally, the people in those locations could hear it.
But then, why would the criminal open the window in the first place?
To allow the gunshot to be heard, I suppose.
Correct. That's the only logical conclusion we can draw from this.
But why was that necessary in the first place?
I want a real answer, Miles. I demand satisfaction. Very well. I believe that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of a certain fact. What was that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of? When the crime took place. Or could be the crime scene. Because
we did make a note that the way they like were positioned looked really weird. Oh, honestly, any of these could be the answer. I'm gonna be so for real. So, if we heard the gunshot, and we already know that the way they were laying was weird. I think I'm just kind of just answering the current question and not really like thinking about it too hard. I don't think they want to manipulate what the murder weapon was, because we don't know if they knew who knew about the knife, and they had been shot from far away, and they had to have been shot. So at least from what it sounds like, they were still shot. It seems more like they wanted to manipulate when it took place. But like, my first answer is when the crime took place, but we did make a note that we really like okay, I want to go with when it took place, and then if that's not right, I'll go with the crime scene. The killer wanted to fabricate the time of death to their precise wishes, and they used the gunshot in the surveillance video to do so. I have a feeling that was the right answer. So that's why the tape was left running. You mean the gunshot I heard was from this video? Yes, which means that the murders really occurred at an earlier time than we thought. It must have been during the recess, but before Detective Gumshoe was on guard duty. Someone who has no alibi for that time period and planned this crime out in advance. That person is the real killer. Yay! All right. I am gonna go take my break real quick. I will, since it's already 8:30, probably gonna end at like 10. I'm gonna take just like a quick 10-minute break, probably. 10-ish minute break, because I also am going to make tea, so probably like a good 10-15 minutes. So be back.
All right, we are so back. I made my tea. All right, we're so back. All right, I have my tea. It's been steeping for a hot second. Problem is, I ran out of napkins. I do have tissues though. Not that I really want to use the tissues, I just need something to put my spoon on. Because I left it in there by accident. All right, let me take a sippy. Let me take a sip. Hey guys, it's hot. But it does taste good, so I'll take it. I really need to move this. Okay, we're gonna move this. Put it on the ground. Because I need somewhere to put my tea and I don't accidentally knock it over. So. Gonna let it cool at least a little bit because I just burned my tongue. Okay. And we're back. Mr. Edgeworth. Let me make sure I'm on the right fucking screen. Hello? There we go. Yes, what is it? Miss Yu is asking for you. She's in the courtroom. She says that she's identified the murderer, but that she wants to clarify something. It looks like Miss Yu is still investigating something. Understood. Please tell her that I will be right over. I'll come along. I want to hear what she has to say. It would appear that the time has come to uncover the truth. Oh, to be continued. Man, I guess I should have waited 5 more seconds. Well, we can move on. I guess we can move on. We have not that much longer left. Insane timing, I guess. I guess we were like pretty much at the end. Yeah, last time I played, April 14th, 2025. It's been almost a year. I'm glad I finally got to come back from this. I was really going through it. Okay. I do want to see how much longer I guess I have on this. Let me turn off my sound. Oopsies. Okay, so this seems like it's the end. Okay, so this, I think we'll probably get through the rest of this within the hour or so. I was like, I'd rather not make everybody wait another week. Okay, what are you doing here? Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating. But the object you're looking for is already... Okay, don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation. Okay, you got it. Okay, bye. Detective Bad, haven't we already found what we're both looking for? What did I just say? What did I say? We haven't we already found what you were looking for? Okay. If it means I can keep her in the dark just a little longer, any little task will do. Oh, you're more sympathetic than I thought.
I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth.
I've also been waiting for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest. The moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest. Wasn't that when we placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest? I think we've more than solved this case already. Don't you?
We'll see. It all depends on whether or not your logic holds. Oh, I see we have a viewer in the gallery. And, why, even Mr. Bad is here.
A viewer in the gallery? I'm hardly just a bystander.
I have a duty to see this case through to the end. No matter how it turns out. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure it... Oh, fix my brightness a little bit. Okay. I just didn't want it to be too bright. Well, now I feel a little...
I miss when my ring light worked.
Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I've slaved away to find out. I've taken statements on every single person's movements during the time when our suspect was in the hallway. I also confirmed that there was no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must without a doubt be Detective Gumshoe. And that's all you have? Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion. And this case.
Sorry, but I beg to differ. In a trial, there's always time for rebuttal, and we are standing in a court of law. It'd be more than appropriate to follow the rules of court in this case, don't you think? How absolutely like a rookie to think such a thing. But all right, I'll play along and give you a proper testimony. If my logic is correct, then I've already won. All I have to do now is prove it by showing who the real killer is. Even I don't even know who that is. Oh my god, is it her? That would be insane work, actually. That would actually kind of go crazy. Oh, oh, oh. There we go. Looks a little bit better. Okay.
Everyone, sans the suspect, has an alibi for when the gun went off.
Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right? I also confirm that there's no possible... Why does she have to laugh at, like, everything, dude? I also confirm that there's no possible escape route from lobby number 2. Which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion that Detective Gumshoe is the killer. Okay, you can quit laughing now.
Now that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth.
But of course.
There is no need to confront her logic head-on right now. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump card she has up her sleeve.
And Kirby's back.
Everyone sans the suspect has an alibi for when the gun went off.
Hold it!
The suspect? But I thought Detective Gumshoe's alibi had already been proven. Are you joking, Edgeworth? I assure you this is no joke. Look, I know you've heard from the judge earlier that the detective was in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter eating a Swiss roll. Yes, that is correct.
But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is there's no one else who can corroborate what he did since the snacking.
I see she's done her research well. Which means that I should focus on drawing out whatever trump card she's withholding. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have been thoroughly investigated. I doubt.
Hold it!
Let me show you this. And it's the tape. I probably, honestly, that's probably what I'm going to have to present here anyway. Whether they have been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide. The scrunched eyebrows and lines on your face are back.
Anyway, even if you believed it hasn't been exhaustive, the crime scene, lobby number 2, has no way out other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect. But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through a window and into the garden? That's the first place everyone looked, silly. The police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. They looked into every possibility, you know. Isn't that right, Mr. Bad? He just rolls up. Yeah. There wasn't a scrap of evidence to suggest someone used one of the windows. There also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden. I suppose they really did check everything that could be relevant to the case. Confirm that there's no possible escape route from the lobby number 2.
Hold it!
Are you absolutely positive that there are no possible routes of escape? Of course I'm sure. And why are you so certain? What a question. What a fucking question, bro. This is a courthouse, the place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there's an escape route, I'm sure every criminal would be using it to escape. It's just common sense. Miles Edgeworth, I suggest you use a bit more of it. Hold on. Miles Edgeworth, I suggest you use a bit more of it in the future. Ugh. This leaves us with one unshakable conclusion that Detective Gumshoe is the killer.
Hold it!
Doubt. You may think it's unshakable, but to me, there are still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand? But you're still the only one wondering that. Detective Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write with. Even if you know someone, it doesn't mean you'll know which hand they write with, right? I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing. Not about to let her get a rise out of me with such a flippant statement. Suppose we really reach the end now. I already have my trump card ready. All that remains is to play it. But before I do, I think I should inquire a little something about her, into a little something about her argument. You said earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person. You said earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than suspect. However, I don't recall Francisca or myself speaking with you about the subject. But there were witnesses. For you, there is your mentor who can give you an alibi. I see. As for the little missy, she came to the courthouse during the recess and was stopped by security guard at the door to the hallway. She gave him quite a whipping for that, or so I heard. I'm the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard, or a bailiff, or anyone else. Wait, so basically the only reason Francisca bothered to show up today was because she found out that I was to be the replacement prosecutor? By the way, Miss Yu, what about everyone's alibis before Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty? What about them? Have you looked into what people were doing during that span of time? What kind of idiot do you take me for? It doesn't matter when the killer went into lobby number 2. From that time we heard the gunshot to the time Mr. Bad and I arrived on the scene is as we dashed from lobby number 1. The only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe. Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Bad heard the gunshot, shall we? He's like, let's fucking go, bro. I'm so ready. I'm just ready to tear a new one. She's so goofy, man. Why does she gotta laugh at everything? Sorry, I had to, like, cough, and I did not want to do it into the microphone. I suppose that if we go by your logic, then Detective Gumshoe is the only one. However, what if the crime had occurred at an entirely different time than when the gunshot you heard went off? What then? My hair is getting right in my face, man. That gunshot was a trap meant to manipulate our perception of what. Okay, I'm not fucking talking or anything, you asshole. This is why I could never be a lawyer. I could not be a lawyer, bro. Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edgeworth. The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1. Care to explain how that could have been fabricated? Oh, Bayumi, I will tell you. All of her laughing has really fucked up my voice, by the way. I really am upset about that. Let's present that shit.
Take that!
That tape? Yes, it's exactly what you think it is. This is the surveillance tape that Mr. Rell and the prosecution presented at the today's trial. This was found loaded in the video player in lobby number 2. That was connected to the large television that had its volume turned all the way up. You can't honestly mean the sound we heard was the gunshot in the video? But I do, which leads to my next point. I like making him sound really sassy. This is like my new favorite thing. The murders occurred much earlier than when anyone heard the gunshot. That's the only thing I can think of, too. After committing double homicide, the killer took the surveillance video out from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turned the television's volume all the way up, and let the video play. If played from the beginning, it would take 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. And since we now know that this method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe. Excuse me, oh my god. Sounds from a television doesn't amount to much here. But of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and Little Miss Von Karma already knew that much from the very beginning, right? Of course we knew, didn't we, Miles? Yes, of course. We know about the soundproof quality of this the courthouse's rooms. Of course, I'm not about to admit we had no idea until a little while ago. That's right. And if the rooms are soundproof, then we should not have been able to hear it. And yet, we heard the gunshot clear as day. And that's it. End of story. But it's not. How should I explain why she was able to hear a gunshot from the soundproof room? The window is open. There is actually one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2. And it is that despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioners installed, a window was open in each of them. Now, we know that the window in lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also opened. It's probably just a coincidence that they were both open at the same time. It was no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window open in lobby number 1? The answer is that a certain person did something to cause the window to be opened. And that person who triggered the action, the person is the real guilty party. The real killer in this double murder is... I'm really starting to think they're trying to tell me. Like, they're trying to tell me it's supposed to be, Callista. Is that her name? I don't remember. Callisto? Callisto! I was wrong. He's real bold for just sitting there staring at her face and going, yeah, it's you, by the way. Let's go. Miss Callisto Yu, I hereby formally indict you for the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. What? You indict me? Are you serious, Miles? Why do you think she's the killer? I don't understand her motive just yet. But of course I'm serious. Because she's the only one who could have done it. Well, Miss Yu, do you still feel like laughing now? Of course I do, Edgeworth. My argument must not be tight enough yet. Although I never thought things would spiral into this. But I'll have you know I'm enjoying this dance. quite a bit. I guess this means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right?
I was about to start, like, bopping to the music. I was getting into it. I love how the first thing she says, I can easily, like, disprove that shit so quickly.
You argue that the window was opened. However, do you have proof that it was I who did that? Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked. Excuse me. Frankly, I'm shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this. Especially with logic as full of holes as yours. This is where it really starts. I mustn't let my guard down even for a second, or the truth will blow away. Now is the time to put the patented Von Karma perfect proof to the test. Is this a toss-toss moment or a bend and snap? Asking the weirdest questions at the moment. You argue that the window is opened, however, I have proof. Do you have proof that I was the one who did that? Do I want to just... Do I want to immediately just not hear what she has to say?
Now it's my turn to laugh, bitch!
I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you, Miss You? Oh my god, this timing could not be more perfect. She's such a bitch! Sorry. Oh, fuck. Oh god, go crazy, girl. Oh, fuck. Holy shit, man. I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you, Miss You? Edgeworth, I never knew you were into wearing that kind of perfume. It's not exactly what I'd recommend for boys, you know? What? This isn't mine.
That's right, it's mine. And I received it from Detective Bad, you see.
Miss You, you can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much is for sure. That you are the one who gave this bottle of perfume to Detective Bad. and that you're super easy to rile up. So, what about the perfume? While you were in lobby number 1, you made a big show of spilling some of this perfume. That, according to Detective Bad... He's like... The side eye goes crazy. Oh, I know. You also knew that if you spilled it, he would naturally move to open a window. Objection! Objection! Come now, I've already told you that that's all just a big coincidence. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know? So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard a gunshot through the window. Bitch! You know, I really hate when Edgeworth does this shit to me, but holy shit, does it feel really good doing it to somebody else. Oh, I get it now, Edgeworth. This is fun. The timing of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. And that most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear the shot. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time. You mean... Miss You, you were the only one who called Detective Bad into lobby number 1. When you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway, is that correct? All of today's premeditated events could have only been brought up by you, Miss You. She really needs to get a new name. Oh, girl, you fucked up your lipstick. Girl, you got something like right there. Right, okay, sorry. You accuse me of murder on the fact that I spilled a little perfume. Well, allow me to say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday. Would you care to testify as to why?
Look, I've had a lot of fun today, really. But I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap this absurd case once and for all. God, I can't wait to send her ass to jail! Get out of my face! Damn. Accusing someone of murder over a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top. But I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Von Karma. Fuck you! Fuck off! Such a bitch. I've never done such a thing. And I never will do such a thing. I literally will never do such a thing. Like, I'm aware of this right now. Or at least not without my knowledge. Like, you know, I at least know, whatever. You know what? I don't care. In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from. Miles, her testimony is flawless. Yes, but no matter what sort of trick she may have to try and pull, she won't escape me. And if I'm lacking in information, I'll just draw it out of her. He low-key he makes fun of Phoenix for the way he carries his trials out and, like, tries to get shit out and all of this other stuff. Bro is just low-key just like him. He's low-key just like him. This man cracks me up. Oh. I don't care what anyone says. They're husbands. They are one and the same. I love how I really just clocked her ass, like, so hard. Okay. I almost want to skip, because I think I have to present the key, but... I do want to hear what she has to say. I think I already explained the significance of that earlier. You only confirmed that I did spill some perfume. But that's all. That you would accuse me of murder based on a simple spill? Don't you dare complain when I sue you for defamation of character. Do as you like, but as for me, I believe. You believe? I believe that you are the true culprit in this case. My, you're enthusiastic. Of course, I should have guessed. But I suppose fortune. I love how that is just in the fucking, like, testimony. That's a thing that's in the testimony. I formally request that you desist in your attack against my mentor. Yes, or we'll sue you for defamation. All I'm doing is telling the truth. Well, maybe more like spreading gossip. Although, your adamant denials are, shall we say, just adding fuel to the fire. How dare you? Say such a thing. Calm down, little girl. Don't let her get to you. Oh, why did you have to ruin my fun? Shall we continue? In any case, it simply could not have been me.
Hold it!
And why exactly could you have not have killed him? I was just about to testify to that. You're such an impatient man. I'm not really into that, you know, Edgeworth. I'm probably at least 10 years younger than you, motherfucker. I am literally a 20-year-old motherfucker, like, guy. Like, leave me alone. I don't swing that way, bitch. I'm kidding. Your preferences have no bearing on what is at hand. Feeling a little uncomfortable, are we?
Objection!
Miss Yu, you will desist in this tomfoolery and return to your testimony. And Miles, if you're going to lose your cool, then I won't show you any mercy. Sorry. Miss Yu, please continue your testimony. Sure. As I was saying, I couldn't have possibly killed Mr. Faraday. That was a wild, like, line right there. Crazy work.
Hold it!
I think this is the one I have to pay attention to. At this rate, she will inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, Miss Yu. Maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag. Miles, what do you think you're doing? I'm drawing the truth out of her. That's what I'm doing. Huh? But I don't recall a knife being presented at the trial earlier today. Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was something Mr. Faraday had yet to use. So that's what you're trying to do? Look, why don't you cut it out with the lies? I've already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence he had yet to present was the key the Yatagarasu sent. And unless a key can magically turn into a knife, you really don't have a leg to stand on.
Hey, it's funny you say that. It's so funny you say that. I have something to show you. It's really funny.
It's really funny that you say that. Miss Yu, you are gonna want to see this shit.
Did you really think you could just trap me? Come now, be honest.
I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you just said to your testimony.
Sure, why not?
I'll even say it as many times as you'd like. There was a key in his evidence bag, but you can't kill anyone with a simple key.
Objection!
Miss Yu, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is a picture of the key the Yatagarasu sent to the police. However, while it may look like a key at first glance, it, in fact, has a secret ability to transform into a knife. Which means that... What? Which means that was... That... Oh my god. Holy fuck. I'm ruining the whole stick right there. Which means that what was... That was... Okay. I think that's just an error. I can read, I swear. Which means that that was what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag. Oh, okay. No. Which it was both the Yatagarasu key and murderous knife. Okay, I just am stupid. Okay, sorry. Hold on. Let me read that again. Which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Yatagarasu's key and the murderous knife. Okay. Sorry, tweaking. My bad. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not? Yes. Well, with the Yatagarasu key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday, my bad. Do you understand now? Just knowing of the... You have got to stop interrupting me. Motherfucker! Okay, I still haven't gotten a good look at it. Showing it to me from that far away, you could be lying for all I know. You would, even now, still feign ignorance? I'm not feigning anything, but we can't have you accusing me of a crime with false evidence now, can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma, I've heard some very interesting rumors about him. Are you mocking my papa? Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor. Oh, wait until... Edgeworth, give it a few years and you will not be saying that anymore. Now take a good look. This piece of evidence is more than real. Wow, who knew there was such a trick to this thing? Are you satisfied now? But of course, you knew from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasu key was one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you who isn't a member of law enforcement and who would never have been privy to this trick would have never known about it in the beginning. To begin with, my bad. Furthermore, the something that the Yatagarasu sent to the police, how did you have knowledge of what it was? Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Rell off, he told me. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at that time, and now you are lying to me. But he didn't tell me about how the key actually transforms. What you are saying is simply not possible. Oh, and why not? Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. For within these pages, he mentions nothing about the knife. I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know? Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication? Unfortunately, that is also impossible. Because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. What would have been highly classified information, even within the police force, and is something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition? Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have such a reason to. Looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh? How could you laugh at a time like this? She probably just realized the flaw in her logic and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with. I suppose you're right. Miss Yu, I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature for this knife. Do you now? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me? Oh, I will, and I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time we're done. This is it, the moment of truth, the secret behind the Yatagarasu key. Only one person would have the knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would know from the start that the Yatagaratsu's key would change into a knife? It's about to go down here in a second.
Take that!
There is only one person who would have known about the dual nature of this key. And that is the person who sent the Yatagaratsu's key to the police. That is to say, the Yatagaratsu herself. Are you saying that this lawyer is the great thief Yatagaratsu? Miss Yu, you used Mr. Rell to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You who profess to bear a grudge against criminals. Why? Why do something like this? I'm not laughing anymore. This is hurting my chest. So she's having her crash out. Who would have thought that you, a stupid rookie prosecutor, would see through me? You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill, it's even greater than when I sneak into someplace. You killed Faraday? Why? Answer me, Callisto Yu. Callisto, you. Huh. That's not my real name. Because my real identity is, yes, the great thief Yatagarasu. Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity, which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rel an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. But once we entered the recess, Rel was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them in the crack of the door. That Rel caves to only two things, money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on to Rel any longer. Plus, if I had let them continue on their way on the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both. But didn't you say that you despised criminals? Do I really? You. Have you forgotten about the KG-8 incident too? Maybe. What sort of woman would... So then, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent? Well, I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu by using this Yatagarasu's key as evidence, and he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With a weapon as well disguised as this, no one would be the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. And in order to get with him, I pretended to be worried about something. He then let me hold the Yatagarasu's key, just like that. He never noticed that I had changed the key into a knife inside that plastic bag. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life. How could you kill him? I knew him for a long time, you know? At the very least, I thought I could give him a quick and painless death. But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, there was no need for you to kill Mr. Rel as well. I believe I mentioned why we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness. And how that led the killer to think about how setting them up as though they killed each other. Then the trick was the surveillance tape. Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun, but the risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of the surveillance tape, which is why I had Rel help me set up the crime scene. And after that was said and done, I rewarded him with his hard work with a bullet. You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you betray a client? Client? If you want to talk about who was a client of whose first, it was me. I was the client in the murder of the Codopian embassy staff member, Dead Man. They really cannot take this shit seriously with his name, Dead Man. Or was it Died Man? I don't remember. Dead Man, Died Man, who cares? You ordered a hit job? You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad. I had Dead Man killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination? It can't be. You're... That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring. How could this... You don't mean you're working with Manny Kochin too, do you? Maybe, maybe not. Guess you'll never know. The Yatagarasu claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer. That's right, little girl. The Yatagarasu is just another killer. Be quiet, you. Yatagarasu, You can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court. Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know Yatsugaratsu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is? No? Well, let me tell you. It means that the Yatsugaratsu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work. Oh, why are we pulling out a gun? She's gonna kill me! He's like, what the fuck is happening? He's like, okay, I'm gonna be shot now. You know, I don't know why I didn't think she was just gonna be unarmed. You know, I'll give her that one. Like, she got me off guard with that one. Can you believe this shit, Kirby? Can you believe this shit, bro? I know. He's yawning. This insane work, man. You really are too naive, Edgeworth. You even handed the Yatsugaratsu's key right to me without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it. You mean the key was your real target? And even after I gave you such great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes of your negligence. You two, get down! My body, I can't move. Hey, mister, to your right! Damn. You! Someone tackle her ass! Get her! Get her ass! She's running! Are you alright, Francisca? I'm perfectly fine, Miles. Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed. Where did Kay go? That's a gunshot. That's a gunshot. Okay, he wasn't shot, and I'm assuming they're not gonna shoot Kay. Sorry, but it looks like she got away. I called the precinct. They should have a perimeter set up soon. Detective Bad, are you alright? I heard a gunshot. I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket. You may say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken. But more importantly, boy, I mean, Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Von Karma, are you two hurt? I'm absolutely fine. I'm also all right, thanks to Kay. Speaking of Kay, where is she? I don't know. She sort of just disappeared. I'll go look for her. Oh, and hey, Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir? Detective Bad, sir? I'm sorry I doubted you. Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I lied to you guys too, after all. I heard about what happened from Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But in this case, you were protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you just might have what it takes to be a real detective. Now, don't you ever lose that detective spirit, okay? You got it, Pops! Pops, I've watched one too many detective dramas recently, have we? Way too single-handedly destroy the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment. I should get back to the investigation. I swear, if I catch you, it's the last thing I'll do. Be careful, Detective Bad, and take care. Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday. So, thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best. You really did find out the truth behind everything. Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken into prison. Bro is still... Why is the judge still sad? I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe. It was no problem, really. I mean, I lied too, so I didn't help anything. It's really not your fault, Your Honor. Well, even if we didn't have his Your Honor's testimony, wow. What did I just say? His Your Honor is crazy. Well, even if we didn't have his Honor's testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf. Yeah, I can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as a detective. Well, so long as you're not fired, you should work hard, give all that you have, and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you, with me. She did? Oh, what is it? What was it that Kay left for me? The proof of their friendship? Is it the Swiss roll? Is it the Swiss roll? It's a courthouse special Swiss roll. Can I really have it? Yes, it's a present meant for you after all. Thanks a bunch. You really have no idea how happy this makes me, pal. I'm gonna eat this right now. Sure, go ahead. The Swiss rolls Detective Gumshoe and Kay bought together. While the one Kay saved never reached her father, it would appear that her sentiments have touched the heart of this detective. He's so happy, as though he's having a welcome back celebration of his own. Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him. Whew, that was good, pal. I can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day. It's like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something. I've got to thank Kay myself. Hey, wait, where is she? He only noticed just now? Was his mind not present when we discussed her earlier? Detective Bad left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him. Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. Oh, but first, you know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? Oh. Oh. Oh, this is so cute. Oh, I've always loved their friendship. I always loved it so much. This is like my favorite thing. I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth. Sir! I love it so much. I sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement. We should go home too, Miles. We have to hurry and report what happened to Papa. Agreed. Well, I'm afraid we must get going now, Detective. Roger, sir! And don't you worry, I'll investigate the next case we're on real well. I'll, be counting on you. The scent of trouble is definitely in the air. Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor. But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I have tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. What a line! But I suppose that's just how things are. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now... Oh, we're back. Oh, we're back. I like completely forgot like where we started. Oh, that was actually so fucking cute. Holy shit. So, do you remember now? Yes. I remember everything. Okay. It's been a while. Hey! You sure grew up a lot. Of course! But thank goodness. I thought you two had totally forgotten about me. You know, I was real worried about you after all that. Where have you been all this time? Gummy, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They lived really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here all that much. Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're all right. So, does it all make sense now? You bet it does. Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently, and... Actually, there is still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay. Huh? First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu is Callisto Yu, the woman who killed your father. No, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu was my father. Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu? Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelf recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. That was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure. But that's impossible. What's with that look? You don't believe me? It wasn't just the expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now. All right then, how do you explain this? It's a way of disarming any security system in the user's choosing. Yep, that's Little Thief. Truth be told, this is the Yatagaratsu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father. Wow, Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor. He was really a great thief, huh? Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. But he was killed, and the Yatagaratsu was no more. But despite that, the Yatagaratsu has been spotted again recently. Someone other than you? Here, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a look at this article. The Yatagaratsu sent the embassy? Wow. Sent the embassy a calling card? Yeah, meaning this person's a fake. I'm almost certain that Callisto Yu lady is behind this. Because the real Yatagaratsu would never send something as like a gaudy card out. But the Yatagaratsu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. That's what Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves. Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up and I knew I just couldn't let it go. So I searched you out, so that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatagaratsu. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figured it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. So you're saying that I have your father's and Miss Yu's identities backwards? Yes, because the real Yatagaratsu is noble to no end. And I want to revive the real noble Yatagaratsu. But if I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace. Kay, you're so honorable. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal. Even if you are honorable, a thief is a thief. And if you are plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit. Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, you guys are not making it easy for me. What am I supposed to support now? Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman. That evil woman? You mean Callisto Yu? I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe... Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me? Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you. Huh? Owe me for what? When Miss Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I'm not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid. Then you mean... Yes. That case has been weighing down on my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps that time has come to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sully your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help you. Mr. Edgeworth, thank you! Yay, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Isn't that great, Kay? Yeah, it sure is, Gummy. Even though we had completely forgotten about her until just now. What is with their chummy relationship? The great thief Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Burn Faraday, Callisto U, Kay Faraday. The wow, okay, hold on. Phantasmagorically changing identity of the thief Yatagarasu. And the Yatagaratsu's real goal. It would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay. Aww. I like that. That was fun. That was very sweet. Oh, I like that. That was fun. That was great. I really like that. That was so cute. That was a really cute ending. Aww. Well, I ended about on time. See, I said we were gonna end on time. I can finally stop talking. My voice needs to fucking heal. Oh. He was laying tummy up. Hi, Bubby. I know. Big stretch. Big stretch. There you go. Big stretch. That was cute. Oh, I'm sorry. No, you don't care? Okay. I'm still mad at you for scratching my chest yesterday, but it's okay. Well. Oh. The song's over. And Kirby is EP. Okay, I need something not... Oh. Give me something that's not insanely vibey. Or not insanely, like, mellow vibey. Nope. Okay, this is fine. So... Watching you, bro. Anywho. Okay, we're getting a little... You're gonna be covered by chat. So we're back with Ace Attorney. Let's go. I'm so happy. I'm actually... That... like made me really happy and I wanted to get back into it. That really kind of like fueled my fire to getting back into it. So we're putting a pause on Paper Mario for right now. And tomorrow, because tomorrow's Thursday, tomorrow I will be starting the next Rhythm Heaven game, which is Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix, which is the one that they released, I think, on the DS or something, on the DS systems and stuff. I do plan on playing the new Rhythm Heaven whenever that eventually comes out, because it will be releasing for the Switch, and I like it, the Switch and the Switch 2, and I'm so happy about that. You have no idea. Anyway. So I'll be here tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure about the schedule for next week. I think it's still like, it's still gonna be Tuesday, Thursday. So, next week we'll finish up, we'll start the last trial, or the last case for investigations, and then, we'll continue with Mega Mix. So, I'm excited! Yay! Woo! Yay! Woo! Yay! Woo! Okay, well, this has been fun. I'm glad we came back. This is really great. I'm so happy. You have no idea. I'm actually hype again. This like made me really excited. So, like I'm actually happy to actually do like voice acting again. Like I really enjoy it. This is something I really do enjoy. So I enjoy yapping. So, I would really appreciate it if my voice wasn't so terrible at the moment. So, but it's okay. It'll get better. Hopefully. So I'll see y'all tomorrow at about 6 o'clock. So, okay. Anything you want to add, Kirby? No, he's cleaning himself. All right. Bye, stream. Bye, stream. Bye, stream. Bye, stream.